Fear damages trust in relationships. It's a big one too. Fear shows up in, of course, control, overthinking, and emotional distance as well. If you're thinking about fear within even a relationship, we talk about relationships on the bridge here. And it's not going to get you anywhere if you're always fearing what could happen, what the other person could say, what the other person could be doing when you're not around. Stuff like that gets to your head and can play with your psyche. And then you're just psyching yourself out in the relationship and like the dynamic. And the other person typically, especially if you guys are really connected, they can feel that tension. They can feel that difference of like something's on. Like there's some like anxiety from my partner, my person, and then they might make them feel like they have anxiety because it's like, did I do something wrong? And it can get messy. Is what I'm saying. Big point of this.
Never switch up on me, don't change. Don't switch up on me.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode here on the Bridge Reacts, and I'm your host here on the channel, Marcus. Thanks so much for stopping by to see another episode here on the Bridge. We're talking about good things, great things, and of course, positive things as well. Here on the Bridge, we believe in long-lasting relationships, of course, stronger marriages, stronger unity, community, culture, having the family there together to work through things and just be better and grow together, grow old together, and of course, pass that on to the next generation. If you like what we talk about here on the channel, please subscribe, like button, and notification bell as well. Welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you once again. You mean the world to us here on the channel. And let's go ahead and get straight to this video. Today's topic, a little bit different. I'm not really reacting to a video. We're actually just talking about a subject matter of when it comes to fear. How many decisions in your life are truly yours versus how many decisions were based upon fear and disguised as your own choices, right? Here are a few different notes that I've written down for something like this because it's helping me out in my current journey through my life and where I have based a lot of decisions and choices upon fear, me worried about the outcome, the negative things that may happen that usually don't really happen often. And it skews the way that I perceive reality and logic at times because I'm worried about too much stuff that I don't need to really be worried about, especially if I'm a man of faith. I shouldn't have to be worrying about so many things, right? Whether if it's financial, relationship, self-development, whatever it could be, right? In the future plans, endeavors, I have to believe and trust in the process. If I'm living by those 7 universal laws and I believe in God, I believe that He has me, shouldn't be worrying so much, right? Fear convinces you to avoid new opportunities in life, whether if it's people with opportunities as in like a job or a career path, maybe just, again, within self-development. Like if you wanted to try something new, you're not a painter, you don't draw, you don't feel like you're that creative. Maybe you should try it out. Maybe see how you are now versus how you were before on a small scale. If we're talking about something bigger, like say, for instance, you want to start up your own business. You want to have your own platform, your own community in a sense, right? Shout out to the Bridge. You can't be too scared or worried about, what other people might think about you. Like people in the past that don't really matter, no offense to those people, but they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things of my life or your life when you're trying to develop something for yourself. Who cares what people in high school think or how they viewed you before versus who you are currently now? In the present, who cares of like all the people who might doubt you and all the people who ride for you and rock for you in real life, but they might not really, support the vision or what you want to do. It doesn't really matter. You don't scold them either. It is what it is. A lot of people who are close to you, they typically, get on the bandwagon when everyone else is really loving you because they're going to be like, oh, I was there first. And sometimes it happens like that. And there's no hard feelings in that. Here's some statistics as well. In 2020, Chaplin University survey, 60% of Americans admitted fear kept them from taking life important opportunities. Example, avoiding, like I said, a job opportunity, traveling, or even love. Like the what ifs. That's a huge thing too. You don't want to live in that FOMO or on the polar opposite of that what if. Fear of missing out or the what if I do it, then what can come about that? What is the outcome? And it may be negative. In reality, it might not even be all that negative. You actually might be cracking the code to something that's going to change your life, family's life. You can basically be on the brink of generational wealth to pass on to the next family, the next of your bloodline, next of kin in a sense, because, you've cracked the code, you figured something out that it's actually going to work and it's going to not only make you a lot of money and wealthy and stability for your family and yourself, but also it might make you a, more grounded person, a more well-rounded person. So you got to take a chance, right? Fear damages trust in relationships. Hello, I'm Editing Marcus here on the Bridge Reacts, Bridge Between Us, the Bridge, the channel that you are watching today. And I want to talk about today's sponsor. It won't take long at all. If you need some kind of mobile detailing instead of driving far and wide looking for someone who is reliable, who has great customer satisfaction, How about call somebody or text somebody who will come to you? And they do exactly that. When it comes to cars, trucks, vans, motorcycles, even marine vehicles, if it's a vehicle, holler at them, check them out, text them or call them at this number right here, 804-204-9028. That's 804-204-9028. He'll get you right, man. Make sure that your vehicle is sparkling, looking nice inside and outside. He got you. Thanks so much for Royal Treatment Mobile Detailing for sponsoring today's video. Back to the video. Fear shows up in, of course, control, overthinking, and emotional distance as well. If you are thinking about fear within even a relationship, we talk about relationships on the bridge here. And it's not going to get you anywhere if you're always fearing what could happen, what the other person could say, what the other person could be doing when you're not around. Stuff like that gets to your head and can play with your psyche. And then you're just psyching yourself out in the relationship and like the dynamic. And the other person typically, especially if you guys are really connected, they can feel that tension. They can feel that difference of like something's on. Like there's some like anxiety from my partner, my person. And then they might make them feel like they have anxiety because it's like, did I do something wrong? And it can get messy is what I'm saying. Big point of this. Great example of this, avoiding tough conversations to protect the relationship usually creates the distance you feared in the first place. Number 3, fear kills growth, which is a huge one. It's very true. Comfort feels safe. However, it's like a cage. It's like your own, in a sense, jail or prison cell that you've made for yourself. You know where the exit door is, and actually it's not locked. It's open, or you have the key to it. You just want to decorate your own little pretty cell and then stay and make a home out of it. And you can't do that. You can't stay complacent and fearful. You have to actually venture out. You need to try new things. You need to believe that the greater good is working in your favor. The universe is working in your favor. God, whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, is working in your favor versus being fear-based upon it. And then that's not going to go anywhere. What is that going to do for you at the end of the day, other than cause you a lot of anxiety, negative thoughts, and a lot of pessimistic ways of thinking in general? Some other things that fear can lead to: self-sabotage, which is something that I've dealt with myself personally, self-sabotage and psyching myself out, like I said earlier. And my whole thing is that I'm a realist. I try to be as realistic as possible. I'm not perfect. I have to say that when it comes to fear, it tricks your mind into thinking that it's more of a, being realistic. And you have to be very careful. You have to walk the line and tote the line between being fear-based and being realistic, being optimistic, being pessimistic, knowing that there are limitations, but then in the same breath, sky's the limit. Even though sky may be the limitations, one thing that you do not want to have is that regret. I think we all know that, right? You don't want to say, what if? What if I did try that and it did go well? And this whole time I didn't. And I've been putting myself in this little small safe box, this cozy cell, and protecting my, I guess, maybe your pride, your ego, maybe even protecting the way you view yourself, who you truly are. And if you've read books such as The Untethered Soul by, I forget the last name singer, then you know that you aren't specifically whatever you think you are at this moment. It's you should always be like a river flowing. You are not who you are this very moment, and that's set in stone for the rest of your life. You are constantly growing and developing as a person. You should be fluid like water. That is real. And you are not your emotions either. You are an observer of your emotions. Fear clouds judgment. Of course, we kind of already talked a lot about this throughout the entire video, but just to wrap it up, fear, of course, clouds judgment. Quick brain science is that fear activates your amygdala, shutting down parts of your rational brain from thinking logically. Even though you think you're thinking logically, you're thinking in fear, and you're shutting down the part of your brain that thinks logically for the part of your brain that thinks in fear. Confusing, but it makes sense if you really think about it. That just literally means that when you are thinking in fear, you are truly not thinking as clearly as you should be. That should be a given, but I mean, we have statistics right here, science to back it up. It's a fact. And what parts of their brain are activated because of fear. And last but not least, what I leave you with is just that a nice tool to use. We talk about tools and what to use in certain circumstances, certain situations here on the channel, and a practical tool, I guess you can call it. When you catch yourself moving in a place of fear, decisions, or just even your choices in life, maybe ask yourself, take a second and ask yourself, if fear wasn't a factor in this moment, would I still have this same feeling as if it's not going to work out? It's not going to work out in my favor. It's not going to be successful. I'm going to be a failure. It won't work. It is completely a waste of time. Would you truly still have that mindset if you didn't have the fear element to it? Because, again, it's just a feeling like we always talk about here on the channel. Feelings are fleeting. being happy, being sad. Peace of mind leads to happiness. Ultimately, if you're looking for happiness, that's your main goal. I personally want peace. And then I think that truly believe, you can tell me in the comment section, happiness is a product of peace. I don't know if you can really get peace from happiness, because happiness will come and go. But if you chase peace, peace is not necessarily emotion, it's a state of mind. If you chase that, you will ultimately have happiness within it. But if you are always living in fear, which is also a emotional state, you shouldn't always live in fear. It just comes and goes. Sometimes you're fearful, sometimes you're not. If you're really confident, you know it's going to go well. You know yourself, you value what's around you, your ancestors, spiritual guides, God, your universe, whatever, right? You know it's going to work in your favor. Why are you not applying the same kind of feeling and that confidence to whatever you're fearful about? Just something to think about. But this was weighing heavy on my heart, and I wanted to talk about it and share it with the viewers, because I'm kind of going through this too a little bit, to a degree, and I kind of want to grow with the channel. That's why I do a lot of these videos and certain topics like this, where I'm not really reacting to a video and it's not as many, jokes and stuff like that. But it's just something that I hopefully it's helping somebody else who sees this. They can get something from it. If they did, then I did my job. I think I did well. But if I didn't, you can still subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell as well. I really appreciate you. I will catch you guys in the next video, and y'all stay safe. Let's not base our life upon fear. Let's not make decisions and, of course, choices based upon fear. Let's be much more confident. Let's believe in the higher power. Let's know that we can do it. We can pull it off, man. Anything that you put your mind to, this is me just pep talking you. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. You can accomplish it if it's realistic. All right. You guys have a nice one. Be safe out there. Stay safe out there. See you.